Hello, hello, hello. Happy Sunday. This is Elsa932 on YouTube. Thank you so much for joining me. We are here for unsolicited advice. I know we've been talking about all week Love is Blind France. We've been talking about Love is Blind Brazil, which both, even though Brazil is about our seniors, is both equally as fire. And we've been talking about Project Runway, but we always like our little unscripted, we always like our unsolicited advice around here. Really, really do like it. So while we get into it, while I see who's here, can you please do me a favor and hit that like button? Okay, make sure you subscribe to the channel, leave a comment below. And if you would like to join the membership, our unsolicited advice gets more spicy. Okay, it gets more spicy in the members live on Monday nights. So let's see. Hey, let's talk about it all. Glad to see you were here. Ari, oh yeah, the tail end of Love is Blind Brazil, watching at 1.5 speed. Girl, that was my life on Wednesday. Hey, Jackson Tabasco, glad to see you are here. Hey, Nestos Shackle Shuffle Walk of Shame. You can never change your name because I'd never be able to find you or recognize you, okay? So we are here for unsolicited advice. If you are new here, this is where folks ask the internet for advice, and I kind of pull those segments for you, and we talk about it, and we give our advice here. So it's unsolicited because they did not ask us directly for our advice. So as you see, we are on our 37th episode. I can't believe it. I can't believe we've been doing this and doing it so strong. Now I'm thinking of LL Cool J doing it and doing it and doing it so well. Okay. So it used to be multiple times a week, but hey, with the schedule, we got to only do it on Sunday. And let's get into it. Okay. So if you're in the bushes, hello, hello, hello. Glad to have you here. Okay. And if you are in the chat, hey, we gonna get to it. We're gonna give our taste of stuff. Okay. Oh, Nestor Shackle Shuffle Walk of Shame. Welcome. You are now an L citizen. Welcome and thank you so much. We always have the birds say thank you. Yes, they wiggle for you as a thank you. Welcome to the L Citizens group. And Monday night for the members, I'm trying to get that travel agent. We always like talking about travel, different ideas and suggestions for travel. I'm trying to get a travel agent actually, tied down so you can ask your questions. That live is already scheduled in members. So if you have questions, put it in the comments so that our agent will be able to prepare answers for you. But I will have a travel agent live for you. And I'm hoping it is this Monday. We talked about it. So I just got to lock the person down to talk to our members. Okay. So bring all of your travel questions, please. We still going to do our over 18 talk. We still going to do our grown folks talk, but grown folks also talk about travel and what we need to travel safely. Okay. Hey, Moon Dust Angel, glad to see you here. Yes, welcome Nestos to the community. Nestos will have a good old time listening to what we got going on. And the most recent members live was fire. It was fire. So let's go to the first one. Okay, let's go to the first unsolicited advice. We go from mild to spicy around here. That's how it works. Okay, we go from mild to spicy. So this person says, I'm a 36-year-old male and I'm considering starting a non-romantic family with my best friend, a 35-year-old female. Says, so I've been waiting to have kids for a long time, but never had much luck in relationships. I'm starting to feel like time is running out for me. My best friend is in a similar shoe. She always wanted kids, but also always had trouble meeting the right guy. Recently, we started talking about co-parenting together in a completely platonic manner. We've never had any amount of romantic feelings towards each other, but we get along really well and share similar values. Is this crazy? Has anyone ever done or considered a similar arrangement. Non-romantic. Hey Sam, we know it's Sunday at noon, Sam. We know you unpacking them groceries, okay? We know Sam unpacking them groceries on Sunday. And yes, you will be here for the live at 5 o'clock for Love is Blind Brazil. I know you're excited about that. So yes, non-romantic Jackson Tabasco. I'm wondering, how is she going to conceive? So you left that part out as well. How's she going to conceive? It's non-romantic. I need y'all to get a contract together. I'm sorry. I need y'all to have a contract together. If you're going down this path, I can't dictate. It'll be a no for me, dog. You know, Randy Jackson, for Randy Jackson used to say, it's a no for me, dog. It's a no for me. Thank you, Jackson Tabasco. But if you're going to do it, hey, that's up to y'all. But how's she going to conceive? I don't have kids, so I'm not sure, but I'm interested to see what the people with the children in the comments think. Okay, Moondust Angel. But Moondust Angel, would you have you are a part of this. Would you have a child with one of your friends that's a non-romantic relation? Exactly. Go adopt a child if it's a kid that you want. There are so many children that are looking for a wonderful family. I don't know, as long as they aren't pulling a Tyler from Love is Blind and doing the do, where he puts it in a cup and then she all of a sudden is impregnated, it'll be fine, I think. Well, he may have to put it in a cup and put it in a baster. As long as it ain't like that, the guy that got the 1,000 kids all over the world. I saw that on Netflix. As long as he ain't him, they should be fine. Okay? They should be fine. But I'm not sure. Y'all need a contract. Y'all need to understand parenting. Y'all need to write your co-parenting down, because what if it happens that y'all have a difference of opinion? Y'all have a difference of, lifestyle. What if she does meet someone that she is fond of? What if you meet a woman you are fond of? Come on now. What happens then to your co-parenting? Are y'all going to cohabitate and co-parent? All that needs to be written down. If you're going to do something like this, I need you to have a contract. And it may sound cold and stuff, but hey, once you have a written contract signed, notarized, and filed with the clerk of the court, it's less of a pull and tug. I wouldn't have a child, period. They're lovely, but not for me. And no one needs to have me as their parent. I'm too particular. I love kids, but they're not for me no matter who's it with. Girl, I understand. Yeah, that series with that guy, yes. They better not cohabitate. Well, they're going to commingle their genes. Why can't they cohabitate? I'm throwing my hands for free if they decide to cohabitate. Hey, to go to Africa. Glad to see you here. This is 36-year-old man, 35-year-old lady. He catching baby fever and say he want to have a non-romantic co-parenting situation with his good friend. It's very rare for me. I'm not saying men don't have it. Very rare for me to hear a man at 35 say, "Where's my wife and kids?" It's very rare. I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but it is rare. It ain't for me, dog. It's a no for me, dog. Sorry. It is too much. That's a life. That's a life. Non-romantic, co-parenting. I understand. I would rather adopt, and I would adopt, fairly young, probably 5 or 6. I did think of adopting, back in the day, but I just didn't. Life and everything in my career just couldn't work out. But to have, hey, shApp, glad to see you here. To have a non-romantic partnership with someone and to have a kid with them, it just, to me, it says a lot of things can happen. What about the parents and grandparents? Because I live in a state in the US where grandparents have rights. Are you also thinking about that, sir? There are grandparents' rights. So if y'all are having a non-romantic, non-cohabitating that we know of way of raising a child, sir, what about the grandparents? They have rights too. Are you also going to think about them? it's not a matter of, whether the family approves. If that's what y'all want, that's what y'all want. But I need you to consider everything, because the grandparents can go to court, and they can file and request their own visitation if there's an issue between you and the mother of your child. Y'all ain't friends anymore. So I need you to fully think about the whole gamut of things. You'd have to trust that person would have your best interest at heart. What happens if you fall out for whatever reason? Who gets the child? How is it decided? This is a very messy situation. That's why I said a contract, Moon Dust Angel. They need a solidified co-parenting contract before they even conceive. And they need to speak to people. They need to speak to everybody around who are co-parenting. They need to speak to maybe a therapist, maybe a lawyer, all of these things, because it's kind of like a surrogate that doesn't, leave your life. That's what it's like. Are you going to doctor's appointments? What if there's a health issue? You may have, power of attorney for her health during childbirth only, because that is your child as well. It brings up a whole bunch of stuff that needs to be considered if you're doing something like this. And I only bring this up because there are a lot of people in their 30s. I've been seeing online. We're talking about it. So when I've had this one, on the back burner for a while, and I said, ooh, this is the best time. I'm seeing this all over TikTok, the people talking about that. And I'm like, hey, Huda, glad to see you here. Glad to have you here. There are a lot of people on TikTok talking about having, a kid with their good friend because they're really cool. And I'm like, yeah, this ain't it. This ain't it. Okay. A child is for life, not just for Christmas. Thank you. A child is for life. So my thing is, y'all need to sit down and really consider this. Talk to several people, talk to a lawyer, find out if your state has grandparents' rights. What are your parents going to think about this? Okay. You need to think about more than just you want a child. Your biological clock is ticking. Yes, men's biological clocks do tick as well. And you need to consider all parties involved and all things. What if y'all do split up? How is this co-parenting if you're not cohabitating? What happens if you are cohabitating when you leave and you move? Who is going to be the primary custodial parent? Who is going to be paying the support? You need to have all that ironed out before that kid even is conceived. There's a lot of things other than I just want to have a baby with my friend. There's a lot of things to consider. So y'all, please put your unsolicited advice down there for him. He really wants to have this kid with his best friend. And even though I can't tell him exactly what to do, I'd say, sir, consider adoption. But I would say you need to talk to quite a few people and iron this out first. Did you know 2 children was enough for you? I hope it's not an invasive question. I knew 2 children was enough for me. It's not invasive. I'll tell y'all more about why it was just 2 in my members. So Moondust Angel, put a pin in that and remind me in membership. But when I had my eldest, I knew he couldn't be an only child. I'm an only child. Okay. Where are the terms and conditions? Thank you. I'm an only child. I thought he could be an only child, but he was not going to be. He was going to be like his dad, need a sibling, he was taking care of the kids in the daycare and helping. And I was like, oh, word, you really want a sibling. Do you feel about biological clock ticking? I don't know, when people say that to someone, it feels a bit insensitive. Yeah, I say it because it's basically a phrase people will understand more. I'm not telling people that the biological clock should be ticking, but in his case, the way he wrote it is, the way he, is sounding like his clock is ticking, the way he wrote it. But yeah, even if the clock is ticking, we know people ignore the clock and show up late to events or don't show up at all. The clock will keep on ticking. It's whether you pay attention to the clock. Ari says, does he secretly want his friend? Wants her to have his baby. So maybe he does. Maybe he's like, this is the only way I could get to be with her forever. Forever, ever. So please put your unsolicited advice down there, and we get, spicier as it goes along. We have more people in here. Please make sure you do hit that like. Okay. Now today is Sunday. Okay, today is Sunday and it is a football Sunday. And I saw this. And I like to bring my signs. I like to bring signs to y'all when I see something really, really funny. And this one was really funny to me. This one was really funny. It says this is a husband daycare center. There's Colbert football. The fine print says, need time for yourself? Want to go shopping? Leave your husband with us. Now, this is outside of a small a small little bar. And I left the account information there, Carol _ I believe that is drama. The husband daycare, it is Sunday. There are some husbands, not mine, that watch sports and want to gather with friends or whatever, and the wife wants to do certain things. And I thought this was a hilarious sign that they had outside for the wives. Hilarious sign. shApp, before deciding to bring a child into the world, consider all the possibilities. Remember, people's behavior can change after they have a child. It's never good to use a child as a pawn. Thank you, shApp. That is so correct. Yes, Jackson Tabasco, this is too funny. Husband daycare, Colbert and football. The men are gathering, as you see in the picture to the left. The men are walking in there. And I guess this is one wife that kind of drove by to drop her husband off. I'm going to come and see you later. Okay, you got your Colbert, your football, and I'm going shopping, or I'm going to go do this, and you could be there at the local pub having a good time with your friends. But it's a husband daycare center, and I would love to see what the men thought of when they saw that sign at their local hangout spot. Change the time to 12 a.m. because the Sunday night game is at 8 p.m. A drive-by dropping. Yes. It's like, when you drive in your kids to school, for those of you who have kids, you just drive up to the door and they open, there's someone to open the door and let the kid out into the school. It's just a drive up and drop off. Hey, cross country cruise her. Glad to see you are here. Yeah, I think this is hilarious. I think this is a great way of advertising your pub, and I think the husbands are gonna have a good time. Okay, I wonder what state the husbands come back in. That'll be my only question. What state do the husbands come back in? Because I don't want him having too much beer. If he spills stuff on his clothes, are you going to change him? I'm gonna treat this just like a real daycare. Okay, do you have a change of clothes in your bag, hon? Okay. But that is the one sign. And ladies, will you send your husband or boyfriends to this daycare so you can have some time off? It says need time to yourself. Want to go shopping? Leave your husband with us. Right. Do we get a report on their behavior at the end of the day? The kids are sent home, y'all, with a little note saying they had a good day. Do they have a gold star, or needs for improvement? Somebody was pulling somebody's hair, didn't want to play well with others. So, I mean, do we get a report? Is this a really, a true daycare? Is it a licensed daycare with the state? How many daycare staff is there per husband? So this is very, very interesting. I thought this was cool. I thought the girlfriends and wives will find this hilarious. And I wonder if there is if there's a girlfriend's daycare, but I guess that's the mall. That could be the mall or anywhere. Did he start any bar fights? Does he get along with others? Right. Are the cops passing by? The women should be careful. Many women like football and Colbert. The men may get more than what their wives expect. They might find another woman. So to go to Africa is saying that other women may see this and say, ooh, somebody's husband is in there and he may be available. Okay. But here's the thing. Sound like doggy daycare? Here's the thing. Apparently, when you go to this husband daycare center, it's only husbands are allowed inside. Okay. I'm not sure about the waitresses. I didn't get that deep into it, but I'm not sure about the waitresses. Hey, Unfiltered Doll Reactions. Thank you for being here in the chat. I know you are super, super busy. Y'all, if y'all want a good kiki, okay, good kiki, we have a great old time at Unfiltered Doll Reactions. Please go check out her channel. But yeah, husband daycare is only husbands are allowed. So the ladies that to go to Africa was warning us about, no admission. No admission. It is strictly for husbands. Okay? The women will have their own section. The waitress can be the mother-in-laws. See, K Sharp, we always come up with a good business plan around here for a whole business, okay? So now we have our own section, the mother-in-laws, or Big Mama, or Shirley from around the block, not Strawberry. Big Shirley, Bertha, Margaret, they could be the waitresses, okay? But they at church, K Sharp. Okay, they sound like the ladies from the usher board, and we can't have them being, serving up in at the bar. What if they get into bar fights? Maybe they could use the usher finger and be like, "Dude, stop right there." Unfiltered Doll Reaction said, "I'm in a car. Thank you, darling. I'm a little raunchy as well." Yeah, she is a little bit raunchy. Okay, a little bit raunchier than I present on my channel. Except I get my raunchy side in my members. My members know, all of it. No tomboys allowed, otherwise the husbands will flee. Right. And it must be cameras. We need a report at the end of the day, but they said it's like for husbands only when you go do a deep dive into this. But y'all, I thought that was a cute sign. Last week, remember I showed you Tim, and Tim was in trouble. I said, let me show where Tim go probably get a timeout over there at that bar. So let's go to the next one for unsolicited advice. Okay. And keep y'all coming. Right. We need a Martha, a Bertha, Maxine, Margaret, and Doris to handle the men. Doris going to be at the door. I know a good old Doris that can handle that door and make sure them other ladies can't come in. So here's the second one. It says, my boyfriend, 34-year-old male, canceled our trip to change it to another place to add his daughter, who is 11, okay, with me, who is 31. So he's 34, this lady is 31, and his daughter is 11. She says, I want to start off to say I am a mother of 3 kids. I hardly ever get a break alone, and I haven't had a vacation with another adult in a long time. I finally got some money saved and time to go on a vacation to the tropics. I invited my boyfriend and he agreed. We started making plans. He decided to cancel it because he forgot about a wedding at the end of the same month of when we were going on this trip. But he said, let's go to the wedding instead. I said, sure. Then he also explained he's inviting his 11-year-old daughter to the wedding. The wedding is in Las Vegas. So now what was supposed to be a romantic getaway after I booked the tickets is now a trip where I'm not taking my kids, but he's taking his daughter. My kids are always tossed to the side. I'm trying not to be frustrated about it, but I feel like I'm always put last by everyone around me. I want to be a priority so bad, but everyone puts me at the bottom of the bin. I haven't had a long break where I can just be an adult without having to take care of other people. And now I have to share my time with my partner, and I can't be selfish in the fact that he always gets breaks without kids. I'm either working or taking care of my kids. His daughter is complaining that she's worried that she's not going to get to spend the whole time with him. Of course, he's going to cater to her. Yes, I totally understand. I'm being selfish, but this was supposed to be a trip for us, and now I'm put last again per usual. What do I even do? Hey, Miss Boogie Down, glad to see you here. Yeah, not getting adult alone time is rather frustrating. Now she has to cater to a child that isn't even her own. No way. That's because she allows that behavior. Thank you, Nesto, Shackle, Shovel, Walker, Chain. She allows that behavior. Now, Musa Stranger, I had to scroll back. Yes, Unfiltered Doll Reactions a little more raunchy than me, okay? You said cameras everywhere, like the story you shared with the man who had camera. That was for the bar. I see that. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Trying to highlight y'all comments. Okay. Trying to highlight y'all comments. You need better boundaries and you need to command respect from people. Otherwise, you will never get it. He obviously doesn't understand your need for some private time, and this is toxic for me. She has to tell him how she feels. Yes, let's talk about it all. Communication. Yes, Jackson Tabasco. Here's my thing. Did we talk about it? Did we say that the kid can't come? First of all, I ain't taking my 11-year-old kid to Vegas. That's first of all. I don't know about y'all, but my 11-year-old kid ain't coming to Vegas. Hey, Delphine Azul. Glad to have you here. Glad you're checking in. Hey, we're only on the second topic, okay? And we have 4 today. And you only missed one story and one sign, okay? Moon Dust Angel said your picker is obviously off. You have to teach people how to treat you, child. Yes, child. Oh, you have to teach people how to treat you. Here's my thing. I ain't taking my kid to Vegas. I've been to Vegas about 4 times. One time I drove. Probably never again am I going to do that. Drove from LA to Vegas. It's a nice trip, but I was tired. I was just tired. But I'm not taking my 11-year-old kid to Vegas, even if it's a Vegas wedding. Adults are a little more loose at Vegas. Ain't no way. I have been to Vegas and seen people take their kids. Ain't no way. That's not me. Munda Station, yes, a sophisticated raunchy. You will enjoy the channel. My advice, the lady should have set boundaries. The partner needs to listen. Oh, yes, Munda Angel, please check out Unfiltered Doll Reaction. You'll have a good time. We guarantee you will have a good time. Yeah, Child in Vegas Strip is a heck no. It is a no-no. It is a no. I don't think Vegas is for children. Thank you, Unfiltered Doll Reactions. I don't think so. Not a Vegas wedding. Not a Vegas wedding. I mean, people take their kids to Vegas. Don't get me wrong. It's not for Vegas for gambling and all that, because the kids shouldn't come into the casinos. But there's the Hoover Dam. There are other places to go in the Vegas area. But again, we don't know also if this is his visitation weekend with the daughter. We don't know if the wedding is a family member of his and his daughter is expected. Did she not ask questions? Did she not ask him any questions? I don't date men with kids for reasons like that. He knows better, and clearly he and his baby mama don't have boundaries. It does sound like that. It does. We need to be accountable for the kind of people that are choosing to date. You are responsible for the choices you make and not the other people. Vegas doesn't seem like a responsible place to take your children if you have any. It may be, in the fine print of the invitation is that they are telling you that no kids are allowed at our wedding. Okay? Yeah, but a Vegas child trip will be coordinated with her children too. Yes, that, Huda, is exactly what I am thinking. If you are going to take your daughter, you should make arrangements to include her children. It shouldn't be your children or mine. It should be all the children. If you are truly blending the family and truly bringing them together and truly trying to make this into a blended family situation. But she wanted to go away and not be about anybody's child. Is it the Little White Chapel with Elvis? Yes, there's several chapels. There's even a drive-up chapel, but a few of them have Elvis. Okay, a few of them have Elvis. If he never has time for you, why are you still there? Thank you, let's talk about it all. Let's talk about that. If he has no time for you, Miss Lady, why are you still there? Because clearly he said, oh, well, change the trip from the tropics. He telling you to change the trip that you want. Change the trip from the tropics to Vegas. Change this to that. All of a sudden, the daughter is coming. Also sounds like he disregarded the posters, children, as well as her own words, which is bad as well. Let him go, sis. He's only a boyfriend. Let him go. We don't know how long they've been together. We don't know how long they've been together. She didn't say, okay? She's the mother of 3. He's the father of 1. And, she hardly ever takes a break. She wanted a vacation in the tropics. Miss Lady, here's the thing. Go to the tropics. Go to the tropics. I'm sure, the airline you booked could, take you to the tropics. Go to the tropics. They can go to the Vegas. They could go to the wedding. They can go to a wedding and you could go to the tropics and have nobody that you have to concern yourself with. You get another man just as quickly as you found this one. Thank you. He's still only a boyfriend. He wouldn't work my nerves, and I'm not married to him. Exactly. I'd understand if they were husband and wife, but they aren't entangled like this or like that. Yeah, they aren't entangled like that. And here's the thing, we're not saying that you can't with a boyfriend, but then he would have considered your kids and what this would mean, that at the last minute his child goes, but your children are left behind. She should go to tropics and find Kingston. Ooh, okay. I ain't advocating for you going to Jamaica because all y'all getting wild. It used to be, all get wild on the floor. Y'all getting wild in Jamaica, a little too wild. Okay. Y'all need to stick to Vegas. Go to Hawaii. Go there. If you go to Jamaica, careful. Okay. Everything ain't just Irie. Go ahead on without him. I bet you meet someone there. Yes, you can meet someone on the plane and the airport. Just don't pick up the Uber driver taking you to the airport. Someone at the hotel, go to the tropics. Yes, sip a pina colada. Take a sip on something, you know. Find somebody else. Find a vacation fling. Forget him. Or let him go to Vegas, and then you, if it's his apartment, you clear out all your stuff and take it to your place and then go to the tropics. And when he comes home, you were never there. I choose me and forego the Vegas trip. Her children may resent her when they're old enough to understand. I get that, Mundas Danger. That's why I said Nestor, Shackle Shuffle, Walk of Shame. That's why I said that. I think her children may become resentful. Why are we allowing this man to put his child over my children? I would never accept that from someone. All our kids are equal, or it's over. Yes, Ms. Boogie Down say, ooh, get Irie. There's all kinds of stuff going on more than Irie. Get loose. She needs to get loose. A mother of 3 stays busy. We don't even know the ages of these kids, okay? What's a vacation flame? A vacation flame is something just hot and heavy for the vacation. It real hot and heavy for the vacation. That's what a vacation flame. Some people say a fling. I call it a flame because it's hot, heavy, and I ain't got to see you after I check out. That's how I term it. She's got 3 kids. He has 1. He didn't feel like taking all them kids to Vegas. They better do Disney World instead. That ain't tropics, Delphine. That ain't tropics. Go ahead to the tropics and tell him about it when you get back. Girl, he wouldn't know. He wouldn't know. He wouldn't know when I got back because he would come back and the place would be empty of my things. I'll be gone. Or be empty of his and the locks changed. Because some things you discuss and some things you don't need to. If he's not on the lease, we don't need to discuss anything. If he's not on the deed, we don't need to discuss things. How about that? Okay? How about that? Y'all put your comments below for this lady. And lady, it seems like everybody's telling you, go to the tropics. You could choose Jamaica, if you want to. Find somebody else, okay? He's just a boyfriend. And if he's not considering your kids, hey, that tells you a lot. Because it sounds like it's a friend of his or family of his. And he didn't want your kids coming to Vegas. So he ain't respecting you wanting to have a no kids vacation. So have your vacation. You could always change your ticket. Ask the airline. If you bought travel insurance, you could definitely change it. Okay? Do that. Is it the same as the holiday romance? Yeah, it could be seen as the holiday romance, but people think holiday romance, they think it goes beyond the holiday. I say holiday flame or fling because I ain't trying to keep you afterwards. She's probably putting up with this because she feels she'll have trouble finding someone to accept her and the 3 kids. He ain't accepting her. He really ain't accepting her and the 3 kids. But you are correct. You're right. We don't tell him nothing. Don't tell him. Why are we discussing things? It depends on whose name is on that lease. Okay? So please put your comments below or in the chat. We like to hear what you have to say about this unsolicited advice. And we shall go on to the next one. This is the 3rd one. We have one more after this one. This one is kind of spicy. Okay? This one is kind of spicy. He keeps a list of all the girls he slept with. She used the F word, y'all. Okay? She used the F word. He's 28. She's 25. He's keeping a list. Hey, Mimi. Hey, Duchess. Glad to see y'all here. He keeps a list of all the girls he has F before. He's 28, she's 25. We've only been dating a week. Okay, why are we here? Why are you writing this on the internet? You've been only dating a week. But let me go on. Let me stop stopping. Okay. We've only been dating a week, but we've been hanging out, seeing each other for a couple of months. Okay. He made a comment that made me ask, how many people have you slept with? He said I was number 46 and that he had a list on his phone with everyone he has been with. I don't know how I feel about it. It's kind of a turnoff. He said a third of that number is from the last 2 years. He's 28. He started this list when he was 18. So in 10 years, y'all, he had 46 people. She says, I'm 25 and I also started at 18, but I've only been with 12 people. I guess it's more the list that's a red flag. Okay. I care that there is even a list. It makes me feel a little insecure and like he's kind of screwing everyone. I haven't even been on that many dates or met that many guys I'd be interested in. Then here he is over here with a whole list of 46 women. Girl, run. 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 Run, please. Run. Yes, Jesus. Leave. Well, dang. Is that normal for single men? In 10 years? Is it 10 years? How old is he again? Yeah, he's 28. 10 years, 46 women? Run. Is 12 a high number for a woman in 10 years? Huh? A stray dog. Not just any kind of dog, a stray dog. Girl, boy, bye. Throw his ooze away quickly. Girl. Mm-mm-mm. Girl. 46. Yeah, okay. Let me do with the positives. Okay. Let me do positive first. Well, a guy on Love Island last year said he had 150 women and he was between 25 and 29. I can't remember how old he was. I don't know how old he was when he started. So let's think of the positive here. Okay. We are all of a particular age where we were told that, you know, when things happen, we have to know every partner that we need to notify. Okay. So he has a list. Okay. I wonder if he has their contact information. So if anything, if this stray dog comes home with fleas, if he is able to track down everyone that potentially has the fleas that he was carrying. Okay. Y'all catch my drift, what I'm saying with fleas. Okay. Because Jackson Tabasco told a stray dog, I'm going with that whole thing. So he is positive that if anything happened with fleas, he is able to track down everybody, all 46. My thing is, you young lady, 212, so that's one a year with a couple of one night stands. I don't know. I'm not going, as they would say, I ain't coochie counting. I'm not doing that. Okay. I ain't doing that. But do you know, ma'am, all 12? I'm going to throw this. See why the health status has increased drastically? They both are nasty. I hope they're not in H-Town. We don't know where they are. At least he's responsible with his list. Yes. Unfiltered doll reaction. Yep, he had an issue and only had 30 compared to his 100 participants. Yes, please. Fleas and ticks. Yes, please hit the like. Thank you for reminding them, Jackson Tabasco. Yes, I ain't coochie counting. I'm not. Okay? I'm not. But I am going to count him. I'm going to count him because he dipping his stick in every single everything that's out there. Okay? He's interested in quantity more than quality, and that should signal to her she might be another number, another potential victim with an S to the T to the D. Yeah, fleas and ticks. So my thing is, young lady, you know you have 12. You're judging him, 12 to 46. Yeah. He got almost 4 times your amount. So now you have to decide, y'all only been dating for a week. You know each other for a few months. Are you going to still date him? It's only been a week. I would distance myself from him. The fact that I made the list, I will be upset. He sounds like a real, whoa, it couldn't be me. Does this dude have no shame? He ain't got no shame. Why should he? He's proud of his number. He told her correctly. He's very honest. He told her number. It's kind of like, the waiting list. She knows where she is on the list. Haven't had my nasty dancer era yet. My number is sort of low, I think. Hey, yeah, he been stroking out here. He been all over. Any port for a storm. Any place that he could lay. Any place. That's exactly what he doing. He going out there. He going out there and entertaining, different people. Yes, he been out here. He really let him freedom reign. I wonder how many children he has. She didn't say. She didn't say if he had any children. But he keeps a list of all the girls, and she used the F word. But I'm saying, girl, it's only been a week. You know each other a couple months. You don't need to know him no more. You don't need to know him no more. At all. But he said a third of that number is from the last 2 years. A third of 46 is from the last 2 years. So for the last 2 years, he has been with close to 15 women. $15 in the last 2 years. Okay, we're doing fractions here. We do learn here. Okay, we're doing our fractions. Okay, we do learn a lot of things here. Now today is math. Today's lesson is math, and it ain't adding up. Oh, he has more than 7 strokes. Hey, Bernie Mac said it ain't nothing but 50 push-ups. Count it if you ain't got nothing to do. Yeah, he's been booked and busy. Yes, Mimi. Booked, busy. He's a whore. That's what he is. Okay, he booked and busy. Booked. I'm gonna say something else, but let me not. Let me go. Shabby ain't here, but yeah. He booked, busy, and just beating the bed out. That's it. I'm just, that's if he even using the bed. We don't know. But he keeping a list. I wonder if he checks that list twice. How many spin the blocks? Because is it one time? Is it one time? Is it just one time? Or is it these are the ladies that he just on a rotational roster? How many of them were several times? Is he protecting you and himself? That's more than the people I've been with, and I'm 44. Thank you, Tanya B. Letting us know that you are a lady. Okay? When does he get time to live? He certainly ain't doing the groceries on a Sunday like Sam is. He is zip code bandit. Yes, he is. Checking that list twice like Santa. That's why I said that. That's why I said that. Probably I'm using dating app hookups and one night stands. Yes. I know what you meant, Unfiltered Doll. Yes, he's probably doing that. He's a zip code bandit. Run, grab them pearls, and really. Woo, he is checking that list twice like Santa. I wonder how many spin the blocks, because 15 in 2 years? That's 24 months. Huh. Wow. 15 in 24 months. Wow. He on a heavy rotation. Don't know if he's protecting himself, but if he's taking a risk with all these different partners, exactly. Now, I think, she being polite by telling us he started 18. I don't know. I'm just going to go by what she said. But if this is what he's doing since 18, I hazard a guess that maybe he started in high school, but we're going to go by what she said. He's been in the field. He outside. If it's too much for you, girl, move on. He dipping it low, spreading it wide, trying to get it in. That's all. What number is enough? I would ask him. You're at 46 right now. Am I the only one at 46, or are you also entertaining number 45 and 47 at the same time? Or will there be a number 47 while you're with me? How do these numbers? Do you end it cleanly and move on to the next, or are you doing a rotation? Because it's only been a couple of months. He could have, y'all ain't exclusive. I ain't hear y'all exclusive. So he could be entertaining 45 and 47 while you are number 46. Heck, he can be entertaining more than that. I'm just trying to be nice here. Okay? He obviously a toxic commitment. Yes. He's avoiding commitment altogether. Okay? So y'all, because these are coming off of what I've been seeing on TikTok, what people have been talking about, seeing about, and a whole bunch of crazy stuff going on TikTok. I'm like, we talking body counts? We talking body counts? Okay. He probably knows my dad. Hopefully she'll realize that his objective is to increase his body count and not necessarily given experience to improve his skills, and doesn't seem to have much to offer her. She ain't saying nothing about his skills. I don't know if she like his skills. Does he have any skills, or is he just, hitting and running? Creating soul ties to not using wisdom, in my opinion. Yeah, he just run amok. He said that the last 15 were just the last 2 years. So what he's telling you is he was just, it's been 10 years. He was stretching his legs for the first 8. He was perfecting something, whether, his flirtation or perfecting his profile or perfecting that stroke. He was perfecting, okay? And now here he is in the last 2 years, he's trying to tell you he's upped his game. He's upped his game that he doing, 15 in the past 2 years. And young lady, if he told you that, he is very comfortable in letting you know. He's very honest. He's very open. I'm happy for you that you found this out, and not while y'all are out on a date and number 45 or 47 run upon you. Baby girl, run. Because he's going to try to increase. Is he trying to best his score for the last 2 years? Is the next 2 years going to be a higher score than the previous 2 years? He's very open. He's very honest. I'm happy for that, but he ain't it. He ain't it. Not y'all out and y'all daddy being a Rolling Stone. Hey, many are. I like that you think he'd be responsible enough to take on a date. Well, she didn't say anything about dates. You're right. Right. He did not say anything about a date. Maybe he is a meet and greet. Okay. Meet, greet, sleep. Maybe that's what he is. Okay. Maybe that's what he is. Okay. Maybe he's like the drive by, drop your husbands off. He's just driving by. Hey, ma'am, how you doing? Take this and go about his business. But he has to be there long enough to even have the number system. I'd like to see his list, how he has it organized. Is it an Excel spreadsheet? Does he have their name, their address, how they met? Does he have, a grading system? How many stars is each person? Does he write down basically a whole file of, what are their favorite positions? I would love to see this list and how he has it organized, because he said, here's why I think he's overthinking it and overanalyzing and over-reporting. Yes, the organization of it all. How do I know that? It's because he knows, one, it is 46 women in the past 10 years. And he's able to break it down and tell you the percentage, 30% of that, a third of that is in the past 2 years. He has been organizing this list. He has been studying this list. And I need to know what his goal is with this list. That is what I would like to find out. He is paying attention. He's like, 10 years, 8 years, I was playing, getting it together. Last 2 years, 30% of them women is the last 2 years. Daggone it. 30% of them women the last 2 years. 70% of them women were over 8 years. I would like to know that organization. Does he have name, address, phone numbers, where we met? I'm asking for his little black book. Okay. He told her this after a week. He's testing to see if she's going to stay or run, because he doesn't want to commit anytime soon. So, let's talk about it all. Say this is his exit strategy. And then he can go and tell the next woman that the last girl left him. She left him, but he ain't gonna say why or how it came about. She left me. She left me. But yeah, he's very organized. I know the health department, if they do call him to ask about his ticks and fleas, that he would have a list, probably Excel spreadsheet that he's able to screenshot and email so they can certainly contact, those he has been in contact with. But he's one of those that need to come with a health advisory. Okay? We need to put a little stamp on his hand with a health advisory. Okay? He's one of those. Proceed with caution. When he shake your hand, you turn it over and you see the back of his palm has a, proceed with caution. Yeah, he needs one of those. I don't need all that. I'm out. That sounds disgusting. So it sounds like he wants to be alone. So I'll fire myself. Just walk away with his boogie down. Is his goal to become a gigolo? Or I would see the details of his organization as well. Yes, I want to see the details. I like this kind of thing. I love spreadsheets. Why is she wasting her time to ask for advice? She should have run immediately. Right. All them soul ties. Why are we even asking about it? Because you know what? Hear me out now. Hear me out. Maybe it was that good. Okay? Maybe he was that good. And she's like, wait a minute. Where'd he learn that? Where'd that come from? In my 10 years with the 14 I've been with, I ain't never learned that. I ain't never seen that. Where did it come from? So it's like, but where would he learn that? Oh, now I got to ask, where did you learn that? How did you find that out? What has been your education in this department? And that's probably how the story unfolded. Why would we ask how many people? Unless, lady, here's the other part. Did you catch yourself with some ticks and fleas and you asking the person you're currently with how many other people they've been rolling around with, and if you got your ticks and fleas from him? That could be the other part of it. Young lady, did you find yourself with, after a couple months, a week of being together, but you know each other for 2 months, did you catch yourself with some ticks and fleas and you asking, was it from you? So that leaves me, but if I go down that train of thought, I'm thinking she has a rotation as well, because she never said the exclusive. It's only been 1 week. We rolling around out here. We rolling around with all different people out here. That's what it sounded like. All them soul ties. So y'all, please put your unsolicited advice in the comments below. Please put anything, any advice you would have for her, for him, other than wrapping it up. I hope he wrapping it up. She didn't say about wrapping it up, but something triggered her asking him, what's your body count? And she was prepared for the question back at her, because she responded with her count. And then she telling all of us here on the internet. And it wasn't even a private account that she put all this out there. But hopefully at least he's smart enough to use condiments and prevent pregnancies and STDs. Yes. Hopefully. And that this one came up because there are a whole bunch of folks out here, whole bunch of them youngins out here talking this and catching stuff. Ticks and fleas. Okay. Thank you, Jackson Tabasco. I thought you were about to say, please put your body count below. No, I'm not asking nobody here for their body count. If you wish to share, that's on you. I'm not asking nobody for body count, because you know what? I ain't sharing mine. How about that? I ain't sharing mine. If it chooses to stay, she better require him to use double condiments. Yes. Log off, please. He done pissed in everybody's yard. Yes. As you said, he's a stray dog. He done been in everybody's yard. Okay? But no, nobody put your body count below. No. Put your comments below about this situation, about her situation, not about your situation. Okay? But if you want to do your count, I always tell you, count down, don't count up. Because remember, we had another story, I think it was last week or the week before, where the guy counted up, and then his girl was pissed off, and now he's like, daggone it, how do I get her back? Leave your count to yourself. You know what it is? Get you and your partner tested, of course, but My thing is, your past is your past. We could talk about it, but I ain't really asking because I don't want you asking about mine. Don't ask about mine. Okay? Don't ask questions you may not want the answers to. That's my philosophy. Church altar call. No, no, no. Not an altar call. No, no, no. We are not calling for anybody's number. Oh, no, we're not doing that. We're not doing that, K Sharp. So here's the last one for today. Okay. Now that one was spicy, but this one's a little spicy. It includes that and some money. Okay. Messing with my money is like messing with my emotions. So I, a 27-year-old female, found out my husband, a 25-year-old male, has spent over $355 on a bikini barista. I found out through one of my husband's friends that he's been going to bikini baristas. I received a random message on Instagram from a fake profile with videos of my husband in the car with his friends going through a bikini barista stand. In the video, they're talking about how hot she is. And this message, this person says, your husband leaves his phone in the locker room so you can't see his location. He's also cheating on you. The message was literally to prove it was difficult not to believe them. Okay? Okay? When my husband was on his way home, he called me, so I didn't answer. I just texted him back saying, go to your bikini barista. When he got home, he didn't acknowledge me. I was packing up all his things. The first words to come out of his mouth were, I didn't go to any bikini barista. He lied to my face. Minutes later, he said, I went a handful of times. I then explained to him how I found out, and all he's concerned about was who told me. During this, I noticed that everything in the message was right. I also noticed my husband went above and beyond to hide this. He did, in fact, leave his phone at work, used a bank account I wasn't able to see the transactions. I sat him down and made him go through all his bank statements, and I found that he spent over $355 during 8 visits. We're doing math again today, y'all. You're doing math again. Over $355 over 8 visits. All he kept saying was, it's going to make me look like a piece of because I paid for all my friends. That's not all just from my transactions. I didn't even tip. I bet you wanted to use your tip. I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry. Let me continue reading. I have asked him why he went, and he answers I'm just a guy. That's what guys do. I'm not going because I want to look, at the ladies. I wanted to go with my friends. It's been about a month since I found out, and I still feel disgusted by him. All I can think of is how he's able to do something like this to me. I've never felt more betrayed or hurt. I honestly could never have predicted or felt he would do something like this. All I could wonder is if most of the message was correct. Is he cheating on me? What else is he doing? Men are the main problem. I have next week. We're gonna have ladies are a bit of a problem. I had a conversation lately with someone that swings in both directions, and now they have the sea fleas. We've asked for my advice, and I don't want to really hear. It's a crazy world out there. He sounds like he was and is 2 seconds away from leaving her for that other woman, because why are you going that much? I would have given my Randolph a gift card to the spot to let him look, don't touch. Jackson Tabasco giving out gift cards. I don't know if they have gift cards. I was wondering when somebody will ask, what is a bikini barista? Yes, that is where you go to a coffee shop or a coffee stand, and the ladies are serving you in scantily clad bikinis. That is a big thing. I didn't know what it was until I saw this ask for advice. I said, what is that? What is that? Okay, what is that? A bikini barista. Because handling coffee and coffee spewing out, you could burn yourself, young ladies. First of all, let's talk about where's Osa? Where's Osa? Where's Osa? Because these girls are not in proper, attire for the hazardous conditions. That's over $2,840 in 8 visits. Yep, we have a problem. I'm going with it to be nosy. Unfiltered doll reaction. We like to look at, I'm not sure but I definitely would like to look at the girlies too. I would have no problem being served by a bikini barista. We gonna have some coffee, okay? And I'll be like, hey girl, you look good. Is that a new bikini today? Because I'll be that regular. I know Daphne, I know Kelly, I would know Amber, I would know, hey girl, that new bikini looking good. Wow, all right. You're right too. So we all together. I don't see anything wrong here. Okay, Unfiltered Doll, 8 visits. He spent over $2,840 over 8 visits. My problem is the money. My problem is the money. That's my problem. Oh, over 8 visits, over $2,000. What kind of coffee are they serving? Is it a lap dance with the coffee? Because ain't no reason to be spending $300 and something on a visit. What kind of coffee is it? I'd like to see it too, child. Find something else to rifle your little feathers by. I'm glad we are on opposite sides of this. My feathers are ruffled by the money. My feathers are by the money. But does he have the money to spend is my question. Apparently not, but apparently this person say it's not just that, okay? It's not just the money, but I'm counting the pennies. It goes on, that he may be cheating, okay? He's leaving his phone in the locker at work or at the gym so that his location shows and pings there. So, ma'am, you have had an issue with him from before, okay? You have his phone pinging elsewhere, okay? He said he treated his peeps. Do we believe that? Do we believe that he treated his peeps? Do you treat them every single time? And treat them to what? What is the menu prices like? The money is part of it for me too, but I don't understand why spending that much unless you are sexually attracted to one of the women. Because he said he don't even tip. He don't even tip. I spend $13.26 per visit at Starbucks 2 or 3 times a week, and them folk are fully clothed. But after 8 visits, Jackson Tabasco, are you over $2,000? $2,800. Are you over $2,800 after a week? No, you're not. It's just the money for me too. I want to see the girls. I want to see the girls. It's better to be the finest Colombian, Swedish, and Indian finest coffee beans in the world. It is the amount of money and the short period of time. If he's paying for his boys and if he has the funds, I don't see the issue. Let me Google the menu. Okay, Unfiltered Doll, Googling the menu. Well, you aren't going there to look at the employees. I get the feeling he's only there to look and try to touch the women. Now, speaking of looking and touching the women, some of these places have a drive-through and some of the men just want to see the décolletage in the drive-through because when they hand you your coffee, they are leaning over the drive-through to hand you your coffee, okay? One man, there's a story, tragically, one man tried to grab one of the girls through the drive-through window. He tried to pull her all the way through the drive-through window. And they called the cops on him. Like I've said before, this is how folks get punched in the throat. We do not advocate violence out here, but everyone is free to their opinion in the chat. He's clearly getting more than cream and sugar in his coffee. Okay? He could have gone to P-Valley and spent that, but he went to the coffee shop instead. He might have been tricked a little bit based on these prices so far. So again, Unfiltered Doll is coming with the Google look that the prices ain't that high. The prices ain't that high. Okay? Thank you. He's only there to get more than coffee and cream. Maybe he's there to coffee and he leaves his cream. I'm sorry, I just had to say that. Okay. Maybe he's getting more in they won't have a champagne room. Would they have a cappuccino room? Would it be called a cappuccino room there? Would it be called a cappuccino room? I'm just asking for a friend. Okay? I'm just asking for a friend. Dang it. I have a whole coffee bar at home. I've got lingerie too. What the hell is he spending that much for coffee for? Tell him, Delphine, you got the whole setup at home. I think I'm the problem because what's the problem? No, you and Unfiltered Doll are on the same boat. You're like, whatever. Randolph can be out there. And y'all, that's what we call our significant others on Unfiltered Doll's reactions. We call them generic term Randolph. It is not their actual names, but we ain't sharing their actual names on the internet. Just like my husband is Mr. El Cid. Again, Randolph is how we talk about our significant other. I'm not a coffee person like that. Me neither. Even more reason why he's spending that much money if the prices ain't that high. He getting more. It ain't tricking if you got it. You better tell him. Tell them, Tanya B. It ain't tricking if they got it. And they got his money. He working more than just the coffee. He is. Okay? He possibly getting happy at the ending. Y'all, what is your unsolicited advice? My thing is, it's the money, okay? I know Jackson Tabasco and Unfiltered Doll reaction say, if he got the money, not a problem. But here's the thing. He hiding his phone, so you won't pick up his location is at the Bikini Barista, okay? He hiding the money because it's in a bank account she had no idea was there. He's hiding the moolah, okay? He knows she checking bank accounts. He knows she checking his phone location. Ma'am, this is not a trusting marriage or relationship. What are we doing? Now, on to her. I do agree that he seems to have done more than just this. She needs to leave. They're married. They're married. She's 27. He's 25. When did they get married? Hey, Jay Blake, glad to see you. Glad to have you here. The husband is going to the Bikini Baristas, Jay Blake. He's hiding his phone at work, so she don't know his location. He hiding the money in a different bank account. And we find out over 8 visits, he spent over $2,800 at a Bikini Barista, and it don't cost that much. That's just to catch you up on this story. Adios, Kiki him. So that's my thing. It's all the secrecy of it all. The secrecy of it all. Yes, it's the $2,800. Why are we giving $2,800 to the Bikini Baristas when Delphine Azul said, we got the lingerie at home, we have a whole coffee bar? What is the problem? Why are you there? You're hiding your phone, so I don't know your location. You're hiding the money in a bank account I don't know nothing about. What are we doing? He tricking for sure. He tricking for sure. Yes, it's very young. She's 27, he's 25. I want to know when they got married. Well, that's an issue. I wouldn't be hiding those details. He likes coffee and 2-piece servers. Sir, just say that. He wants his servers in 2 pieces. Because it's Bikini Baristas, okay? Bikini Barista. I had to go look it up too. I did not look up the menu. Thank you, Unfiltered Doll Reactions, for letting us know that the menu ain't that expensive. And, we ladies certainly can go to. We can go to the Bikini Baristas. We can check out the girls. Letting y'all know, when I was a football girly, and I was really a football girly, I'm talking about when I was in New York, I used to go to the draft day at Madison Square Garden Theater. I used to be there. I used to have my picks, my top 3 picks. Back in the day when it was Courtney Brown went number 1, LeVar Arrington went number 2. Dang, I forgot who went number 3. Back in the day, I was really about football, college football, everything. Who's in the draft? Who's going to what team? Draft day, I was on it for all the rounds. Really, really about football. So I used to go to Hooters. All the time with my friends, male friends, female. We used to go to Hooters. Love the young ladies there. Absolutely love them. Amazing. I even did a first date there. He was shocked. He was pleasantly surprised. I even dated one dude who said, hey, I said, oh, we go to the same Hooters, but we go on different days. He apparently goes college day. I go on Sunday. I said, what will happen if I saw you at Hooters? What would your reaction be? He's like, oh no, we can't be there on the same time. I said, why not? Are you doing something you're not supposed to do? I said, but if I see you, I'd wave and say, hey, how you doing? And I'll go to my table, away from you. I ain't stressing you. He thought that was weird. You should see the people on Marshall's looking at me because I have you on speakerphone. I'm glad that I'm not using my raunchy language today, Unfiltered Doll. See, I'm the friend you got to tell me in advance I'm on speaker, okay? What does this place look like? I wonder if it has a Middle Eastern vibe. Could be a great spot. It got to be a beach vibe. It has got to be a beach vibe. Because if the young ladies are in bikinis, you better have a beach vibe. Because what kind of bikinis? We don't have sarongs and all that stuff at all. So y'all, please. Well, where are the Boxers Brief Coffee Lounge located? Yes. Where's the that's a bikini barista. Where is the Speedo Sip? Okay, we're gonna call it the Speedo Sip. Where can we go? It's more than just coffee. It could be wine and other beverages. Where is the place, the lounge for us ladies with the gentlemen wearing the Speedos? Okay. And they need to be gifted. Okay. They need to be blessed. Okay. Like Bernie Mac said, you need to be blessed. Wearing your Speedos, and we can go there to sip either coffee or wine and enjoy the atmosphere. I got my money anime. Man in a Speedo. Yes, for us ladies. Coffee shop is an Arizona-based franchise. Look to only be there and not branching out. So what Ari has done is an investigative research and found out that it's only in Arizona. So this lady is writing from Arizona. I wonder how much money making. So think triple-digit dry heat. I'll go to Bikini Gals. I can't stand a man in a panty brief. No way. Natural blessings. No stuffing. You don't like the man in a... Maybe we could get some in boxers for Unfiltered Doll. I wouldn't be upset if it was his money. He must be boring. He could have come up with a less hazardous setting for him to check out women. Could have spent less money at a strip club. Here's my thing. How they know his wife? No Speedos. I need the upper thighs covered. Give me the boxer briefs. Okay, Delphine Azul said there's boxer briefs. Okay? Boxer, no socks. No stuffing socks. Jay Blake said don't exist. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. I have no problem with him. She wants boxer briefs too. Unfiltered Doll. I guess we could have different setups for them. Okay. He's in Arizona. He's making his money. If it's his money, is it okay? But how did she find him? How did she find his wife? He's leaving his phone. She's saying the person videotaped him at the coffee shop. The person also knows he leaves his phone elsewhere, so his wife won't find him. The person also knows he is cheating. So how did they find the wife and find her IG? Because she said somebody sent me a message on IG. A random message on her Instagram from a fake profile with videos of my husband in the car with his friends and in the barista itself. I thought one of his friends or the husband reached out, or did I imagine you saying that while reading the story? It has to be one of his friends. Or as Unfiltered Doll Reaction said, oh, it's the side chick. You there long enough for this young lady or this, barista to know all this. The fact he's leaving his phone and showing deceit, yes, and hiding the money in a bank account she know nothing about. The fact that she know that she been checking bank accounts. No, the husband, no, one of the friends reached out. No. The friend didn't reach out in this one. He was in the car with his friends. I think it's his friend snitching. Oh, Delphine Azul thinks it's the friend snitching, and Unfiltered Doll think it's the side chick. The side chick or the friend snitching? Y'all could put in the comments below, who do you think it is? I'm going to read that part again. Do you think it's a friend or do you think it's the side chick? Because here's my problem. I don't know the angle of the camera, but I'm thinking more the side chick because the person also has video of him going through the drive-through, but I need to know the camera angle. Okay. She said she received from a fake profile videos, plural, of my husband in the car with his friends and in the bikini barista. In the video, they talk about how hot the girls are. In this message, the person said your husband leaves his phone in a locker room so you can't see his location, and he's also cheating on you. Then he came home and lied about it. He said he really don't go there. He went a handful of times. And when she, really come out and told him, he lied and said, oh no, he don't go there. And then minutes later, he said, I went a handful of times. So he lied to your face. Jay Blake said it's the side chick. It's the side chick. So it could be the friend snitching or it could be the side chick. Say your husband cheated on you. How do they know where he's leaving his phone? How do they know? How do you know where he's leaving his phone? The friend may want to be with her. They're young. She's 27. He's 25. Yeah, she's tired of being the side chick and wants to blow up the spot. She wants to be the spotlight. She wants to be in the spotlight. Get rid of the wife. Let her go along her way. But now you're messing with his money. Now you're messing with your money. But you know what he said? He don't even tip. That's the problem right there. Why it could be the side chick. If you stop tipping, whether tip it from your pocket or within, if you stop tipping, she gonna put all your business out on the street. Could be one of the ladies whose man is one of his boys, and she caught her man and telling on all his friends or one of his friends that likes the wife. It can be messy. Ooh, Miss Boogie Down bring another layer. It could be one of his dudes, women, telling all the wives, your man is doing dirt. Somebody pillow talking or somebody been investigated. Wait, maybe the side chick, because who took the photo? We don't know. Who took the videos? Videos. But how would the side chick have the phone to take the video? She in a bikini. Where's she hiding the camera? Where's she hiding the camera in the bikini? Wouldn't you see you being recorded? He's putting the tip in, and that's what he doing. Yeah, that's just what he doing. Yeah, he probably tipping all right. Putting tipping. See, Unfiltered Doll, you and Ari are on the same page right now. Pillow talking with the side piece. Pillow talking. Pillow talking at the club. At the coffee club. It ain't a strip club. It's a coffee club. But where's she keeping that camera if it's her? Where's the phone being tucked in? It's a bikini. Oh, the suspense when Elson reads. I love it. Keeps me engaged. Somebody said I had to keep my camera on when I read. I used to have it full blast, and they're like, I need to see your face when you read because it is just too much. But yeah, where's she keeping the camera? Where's she keeping the phone? Is it tucked in? Because it's little pieces. So if it's the side chick, how is she using that phone? Or maybe if they go through the drive-through, she has those videos. But where is she keeping the camera when he's in the barista, when he's in the coffee shop? Where's the phone being held if it's the lady? I'm thinking it could be somebody else. It could be another customer, maybe the PI for one of the wives, as you say, or one of the girlfriends that got all the information on now on the whole friend group. And now she putting it to everybody. This is what your husband be doing. That's what the husband be doing. Call cheaters, girl. Call cheaters. They young. They young. She don't say nothing about kids. She don't say nothing about how long they've been married. They young. He 25. She 27. Okay. They in Arizona, as Ari said, and as Unfiltered Doll Reactions checked, it ain't cost that much. $2,800 in 8 visits. He paying that girl rent. I'm sorry. That could be he paying that girl rent. $2,800 in 8 visits. But he said he not tipping though. I think he tipping in cash. He ain't using his card. he tipping in cash, or as Shakespeare said, in a pound of flesh. And the girl sees the money source going away, or the friend, girlfriend telling something. Somebody is telling something. Somebody's telling all the business out here in the streets. But y'all, please put your unsolicited advice in the comments. Call Caught in the Act Unfaithful. Exactly. Call it. Because that'll be a wonderful scene to be at the barista, and all the girls, looking real good and fine. And, call OSA too. Because I don't know if you should be handling coffee machines with all that hot water spewing out. That, burn unit should be on standby, because that ain't safe. But hey, maybe the person making the coffee is wearing everything, so they're safe with an apron. And maybe the young ladies that are bringing you your coffee, the bikini baristas, are bringing your coffee at the table, and they are the ones in the bikinis. I mean, look how far we've come. We used to have the young ladies in the bikinis, or the men in the, in the their beach attire, washing your cars. It used to be washing your cars. Now it's a whole coffee shop, and it got a drive-through. And as I said, there's a story of a man that tried to pull one of the young ladies through the window in the drive-through. Call Phil Donahue. We busy. Phil gonna be busy too. It could be the wife who has been playing private detective, hoping she can get more clues from those who read the publication. Could be. She put it out there and say, hey, who else got some information about this place? Who could send me videos? Because if he is at the, or is this the place? Okay, we said coffee barista, okay? But is this the sign outside the coffee barista? Is this the sign that we talked about earlier, a husband daycare? They thought it was a husband daycare with Colby and football, and it's actually the bikini barista. That was from earlier. That's just some food for thought. I don't know. But y'all, that is all I have for you for unsolicited advice today. I hope you really enjoyed it. Later on today at 5:05 p.m. EST, we are going to be covering Love is Blind Brazil episodes 1 through 5. It is season 1 through 4. It is season 5. And to say that the 50 and over are dating and wild is an understatement. So I hope to see you here again. Tomorrow is our members live, Monday night at 8 p.m. EST. We will have a travel agent to talk to you. Tuesday is Match Me Abroad at 5:25. Wednesday is King's Court. Nothing on Thursday. Friday is our Ellicott Unscripted. And I'll also be covering Love is Blind France and Love is Blind Brazil Season 5 recaps in the middle of all of that. And Saturday will be Love is Blind France live. Will be at noon. We had a great time yesterday. We had a wonderful caller call in to tell us all about France and their culture. It was wonderful. At 5 p.m. EST next week, Saturday, is going to be Project Runway. And we talked about that all the time. But yes, thank you so much. Ari is off to watch episodes 3 and 4. Yes, I tried to binge watch Love is Blind Brazil. Couldn't with the voiceover. Well, Delphine, I hope you will join us, because we definitely going to be talking about them. They are wild, Delphine. We won't leave you hanging. Oh, thank you so much, Miss Boogie Down. Thank you so much for contributing to the channel. Oh, that is awesome. Thank you. I know you like to see them Harlem Birds wiggle. You love to see the Harlem Birds wiggle. But thank you so much. Nesto, Shackle, Shuffle, Walk of Shame also became a member. So I hope I can see you tomorrow at the live, or you check out all the members' lives. But the last one was real raunchy. And I blame the members. Okay? It's not me. I blame the members. Y'all know who you are. Okay? Thank y'all so much for being here. Okay? And I'll see you on the next one.